What it do, comic bros? It's your boy, Super Duper Sean, and I'm back with another comic book story. And today, two legendary heroes link up for a legendary quest to uncover one of the world's biggest mysteries in the Marvel Universe. But before I get into that, I need y'all to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. When you hit that like button, it pushes the content through the algorithm and it really helps me out more than any Cash App or donation. Remember to hit the notification bell so you can get my videos anytime I drop. Spider-Man and Wolverine was written by Mark Guggenheim, assisted with artwork by Kari Andrews. But I already feel like I've been talking too much. Let's get into it. The comic kicks off in Berlin, Germany, where Wolverine meets career spy Bill Branscombe in a nasty, dirty sewer. Bill tells Wolverine that a document containing every last double agent and mission they went on fell into SHIELD hands and is at risk of being exposed for the world to know. The comic jumps to Peter Parker having lunch with a pretty lady named Shay. They converse as Peter tells her about his parents. She starts fishing around his head for drama, saying, "And I think I figured out why your life is such a dumpster fire." Peter thinks to himself, "It's because I'm secretly a superhero." But of course he can't say that. "This stems from your childhood, Peter. Your parents, who by the way you never talk about." Peter lets Shay know that his parents were secret agents that were killed in the line of duty. She plays therapy doctor for a while. Your pain stems from your trauma. Your pain stems from your parents. Blah, 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 blah. Bull jive. Newsflash, lady. I'm Spider-Man. So shove that PhD up your fanny. Psst. Nah. Peter reveals his parents were secret agents that had been killed in action. Before things get hot, Logan shows up on his motorbike saying it's really important. He swoops up Spider-Man and blows up Peter's date. She is pissed. Just look at her face. She got the spoiled brat face for real. Mom! Peter gives her a lame excuse, like always, and our heroes are off. He actually says, "Shay, I'm sorry. I know how bad this looks, but Logan's a really important co-worker from work." "Yeah, sure, whatever. Gotta move." "Okay, but I can't just leave a date like this." Shay interjects, "Are you kidding? You've left every date we've had exactly like this." "Emergency exit," he says. And our heroes are off. They track down a SHIELD helicarrier. They believe the Janus document is aboard this ship. In an instant, things go from bad to worse when Omega Red and Kraven show up looking for the document as well. Wolverine draws his claws. Then him and Spider-Man launch at the enemy. Wolverine versus Kraven. Spider-Man versus Omega Red. They continue to exchange blows and a few jokes in between. Wolverine saying, "Oh, I've danced with this loser before." Spider-Man making comments like, "Hi, I'm Spider-Man. I'm the best there is at what I do. But what I do best is..." Wolverine cuts him off. "Shut up." "Actually, I hardly ever shut up." Wolverine responds, "Tell me something I don't know." Omega Red screaming, "I don't much care for funny." Spider-Man kicks his enemy. Kraven then draws a bazooka. And that's the face you make when your shit out of luck. Wolverine wakes up buried in debris from the rocket shot. Wait, no. He wakes up in a coffin, buried alive by Kraven the Hunter. Wolverine wants blood. How long has he been out? Where is Spider-Man? Then we get a look at Wolverine in the old Weapon X gear. Yo, Wolverine got hit so hard by that freaking bazooka that it literally knocked him into Weapon X, bro. He got hit so hard, now he thinks he's Weapon X. Yo, that's literally what happened. We've seen Wolverine take a lot of damage in these comics, but never has anybody wrote Wolverine getting hit so hard that he thinks he's in the past. Gotta love the panel where it's kind of flipped, where Spider-Man was buried alive by Kraven in Kraven Last Hunt, and they kind of play off this after Wolverine was hit with the bazooka and kind of have him climbing out the grave after falling to the same foe, Kraven that is. What a great way to call back to a classic story. Let's keep it moving. Wolverine wants blood. How long has he been out? Where'd Kraven and Big Red go? And where am I? He says. I feel different, angry, furrowed. Next we get a look at Wolverine in old Weapon X gear and Spider-Man gloves, and it appears that this thing is messing with his head, implanting memories. He sees Miracle dead. Next we see Green Goblin popping up out of nowhere. Wolverine believes that Green Goblin killed Miracle. Now we see Spider-Man in Logan's costume fighting the Silver Samurai. Wolverine and Spider-Man both think to themselves that this stuff never happened to us. So clearly, after that rocket shot, something is going on with our heroes' minds. It seems like Spider-Man thinks he's Wolverine and Wolverine thinks he's Spider-Man, and their memories have been crossed. Let's keep it moving. They finally come to their senses that they had been gassed, and for that last, 20 minutes, their memories became one. It weakened our heroes, each one thinking of themselves as the other. Spider-Man, Wolverine, no. Wolverine, no. Spider-Man. Gotta love the panels of the past memories. It gives us context just how strong this hallucinogen was. Spider-Man on a cross is supposed to be Wolverine. I believe that's from Age of Apocalypse. Here we see Spider-Man fighting Magneto, but he's in Logan's suit, and this panel is when Wolverine got all the animanium ripped out of him. But as we can see, that Spider-Man mask lets us know it's Peter. Ooh, we get a little black suit Spidey action, but we know it's not Peter because the arms are so hairy, and we know there's only one hairy hero, and that's Logan. Essentially, the battles that made the characters who we love have been switched, and our heroes are just mad confused. Let's put it in simpler terms. Spider-Man and Wolverine are on PCP, y'all. They messed up. Wolverine even says this happened to Parker. Kravinoff must have hit us with some kind of hallucinogen to disorient us, weaken us, then go in for the kill. No, this doesn't have to go down like that. The past ain't the future. Spider-Man and Wolverine say, memories can't hurt us unless we let them. The past is not the future. They are just mind games. Wolverine and Spider-Man stand back to back, ready to fight their enemies. Finally, the drug has wore off. You should have anticipated this, Craven says. Spider-Man interjects, I knew it. I knew there was a reason. This whole thing's been giving me deja vu. And I don't mean in an Olivia Rodrigo kind of way. It's like a light bulb goes off in Spider-Man's head and he thinks to himself, I know they have another ally. Spider-Man web swings out of harm's way to another building, crashing through a window. Spider-Man's first words after crashing through the window. Yep, I recognize that smell anywhere. You know, it's funny, but when reality went sideways, I said to myself, this may seem like Mysterio, but it can't be Mysterio because he's cleaned up his act. We know now that Mysterio is back and in full effect and right where he needs to be. There is no good guy Mysterio in my book. Fishbowl Head is a bad guy. And let's keep him that way. The comic jumps to Wolverine fighting off both villains, while Spider-Man views the document they came for, finding it on a computer right after he took out Mysterio. Spider-Man says, oh, I'm good. I love it when I'm this good. Logan wasn't kidding. This thing is the mother lode. Complete records of every operative who ever well operated as a double agent. Spider-Man then thinks to himself, wait, as Spider-Man combs through this document, Wolverine is having the fight of his life, taking on Omega Red and Craven all by himself. Uppercut, slash. Then the comic jumps back to Spider-Man viewing Mary Parker and Richard Parker, his parents, the double agent contract that they were on. He sees the video of them. It looks like at a casino, taking them down, using their secret agent skill to enforce the law. The comic jumps back to Wolverine, cutting into Omega Red's tentacles. The comic jumps back to Spider-Man as he continues to read the heartbreaking file on the two people he loves the most. He then discovers how they died. Wolverine continues to handle business on Craven and Omega Red. Peter then sees his final moment. Peter then sees his parents' final moments, and it appears the man responsible for their death is his partner and friend on the mission in question, Logan. Spider-Man sees Logan killing his parents and immediately goes berserk, confronting Wolverine and saying, I'm gonna kill you. Yo, that was Spider-Man Wolverine issue 1 2025. And man, what a dope story, y'all. What a dope story. Wolverine being tasked to retrieve this double agent document, at the same time covering his ass because he was one of the assassins on the document, y'all. The document had video. Who knew? He took Peter with him. Peter retrieves the document, watches the document, and he sees his friend murder his parents. Yo, I did not see this coming. This series is so fun. Spider-Man Wolverine #1. How do y'all feel about this issue? I can't wait for more. This was great. I loved it. We back with Spider-Man and Wolverine picking up right where issue 1 left off. Let's jump straight into issue #2. The comic kicks off with an enraged Spider-Man yelling, "You killed my parents!" punching Wolverine in the face. Wolverine blocks the next one, only to eat a left hook. Spider-Man then replays the agonizing moment of his parents inside that airplane again, over and over in his head. while yelling, "I'm gonna kill you!" Wolverine tries to reason with Spider-Man as he dodges punches, slamming him against the wall, saying, "Listen, all the mind games that just happened, you can't trust what you've seen, Spider-Man." Spider-Man says Mysterio was out cold. It was real. His voice full of emotion. Spider-Man kicks Wolverine through a concrete wall, then shoots a web at his chest just to deliver a punch to his head. Spider-Man can't stop playing his parents' last moments over and over again. Every thought enrages him. Every thought sends fire through his body. Every thought means bad news for Wolverine. Spider-Man, staring Wolverine in the eyes, says, "You sabotaged their plane." Again, he keeps replaying his parents' last moments. The moments where they realize there isn't any parachutes. The moments when his parents realize they'll never see their baby boy Peter again. The moments when they realize they have been backstabbed. These plain scenes playing over and over, constantly haunting Peter. No matter what Wolverine says, Peter just won't listen. This is so unlike him. To be controlled by rage, to be driven by revenge. But Peter knows what he saw in that video. He knows he's seen Wolverine delete his parents. Logan stares at Peter. Peter then thinks to himself, saying, "For years, I've known the Red Skull ordered the death of my parents. But what I didn't know was that Logan was working for him." Wolverine replies, "Yeah, I was, as a double agent." Logan admits to being a double agent for the Red Skull and to doing horrible things at that time. Spider-Man, sick of talking, once more rocks Wolverine into a fuel tank. It erupts into flames, enraging Wolverine. He almost turns Venom-like. Wolverine flew into that fuel tank and became a freaking symbiote. Like, what is this, bro? Nah, I know he just looks like he became a symbiote, but that's really just his jaw broken from flying into the fuel tank, so it's just hanging and dangling. Gotta love the artist getting that point across well and giving us some really cool paneling at the same time, telling stories with very, very good detail, man. Spidey shoots his webs just to keep him at bay, but it is not enough. Our heroes soon exchange body blows, blow for blow. One to the ribs, one to the stomach, one to the chest. Wolverine tells Spider-Man that his memories from that time in his life aren't reliable. But I ain't gonna lie, Wolverine says. I was a bad guy back then. I did a lot of things I'm not proud of. Spider-Man tells him to stop. Then he says, "I know it," and goes in a rage, and they go at it. Spider-Man floors him with a right hook. Although Wolverine's pleas fall on deaf ears, he finally manages to get Spider-Man to chill. Spider-Man then asked him to replay what happened that fateful day. Wolverine is brutally honest about what happened, bringing Spider-Man into a rage. Spider-Man shoots 1,000 wet balls at Wolverine, Wolverine charges him, mouth open. I swear it looks like he's mixed with symbiote right now. But yo, Wolverine got the symbiote look. Spider-Man knocked the symbiote out that mug, man. But yo, this ends with Wolverine punching him in the gut. I can't wait to the next issue. This has been issue 2 of Wolverine vs. Spider-Man. To me, this is my favorite comic that's on the market right now. Face it, live action, they're never gonna grow Spider-Man up. They make too much money with Spider-Man being a teenager. So to see a grown Spider-Man interact with Wolverine, have these kind of problems weighing heavy on his shoulder, seeing how a grown man Spider-Man will react, this is dope. This is why I love my comics, because you're gonna get stories that you would never ever see on the big screen. Come on, man. Spider-Man really thinks Wolverine was hired by the Red Skull to down his parents. This is such a dope ass story. I cannot put it down, y'all. I cannot put it down. When have we seen Spider-Man enraged like this? I mean, we really have to take it back. He is on a tear and he will not stop. He will not listen. He's whooping ass and taking names. And this is how I like my Spider-Man. This is how I like Peter Parker to act. You know what I mean? Just like this, bro. He don't care about Wolverine's healing factor. He like, we gonna make that motherfucking healing factor work. We gonna make it work. We gonna see how long you last. He ain't just trying to, he's up close and personal, blow for blow, body for body. Come get some, bang, 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 bang. Gotta love it. This comic is full of action. I cannot put this down. It is a 6-issue mini-series. What? This is a 6-issue mini-series. Man, come on, crank it up to 12. Deluxe edition this thing. When this hardcover comes out, I will be owning this series. This is my favorite mini-series that has dropped this year. Forget what anybody else is talking about. I'm your boy, Super Duper Deuces.